ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الأمين سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. Ya Allah, we thank you for this opportunity to gather around the Quran. May you, Ya Allah, bless us to study the Quran and to study the Sunnah of your Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, as they are the only two things that matter after death. All what we are doing, Ya Allah, we know will not help us after death except the study of your book and the study of the hadith of your beloved Prophet. So here we are, Ya Allah. We're trying our best. Please help us and guide us and save us from shaitan and from all his soldiers. Ameen. Good to see you, my brothers and sisters. We start directly, inshallah, with verse 25. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 25. Everybody. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
وبشر الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات.
وبشر الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات.
وعملوا الصالحات أن لهم جنات.
وعملوا الصالحات أن لهم جنات
تجري من تحتها الأنهار.
تجري من تحتها الأنهار.
كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا قالوا هذا.
كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا
قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل.
قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل.
وأتوا به متشابها.
وأتوا به متشابها.
ولهم فيها أزواج مطهرة.
ولهم فيها أزواج مطهرة.
وهم فيها خالدون.
وهم فيها خالدون.
إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة.
إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا
ما بعوضة.
مثلا ما بعوضة.
فما فوقها. فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم.
فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم.
وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون.
وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون
ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا.
ويقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا.
Why you stop بهذا? The boys are good, better than you. تكبير. Why you stop that بهذا? ها. فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا.
فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا.
Now بهذا مثلا. Now you see that small meme? What's must? If you continue reading, you're wrong. You must stop there. That meme, there are two memes. There is this meme. This must stop. If you don't, we give you tickets. Police. This iqlab. The noon turns mim. Example, min ba'd. So you find it here. Instead of saying min, you say mim ba'di. This is different than this. This is stop. So that's the one you are having. يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا.
يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا.
وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين.
وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين.
الذين ينقضون عهد الله من Here it is. الذين ينقضون عهد الله من بعد ميثاقه.
الذين ينقضون عهد الله من بعد ميثاقه.
ويقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل.
ويقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل.
به أن يوصل. Excellent. Now better. ويفسدون في الأرض.
ويفسدون في الأرض.
أولئك هم الخاسرون.
أولئك هم الخاسرون.
كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم.
كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم.
ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم.
ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم.
ثم إليه ترجعون.
ثم إليه ترجعون.
هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا.
هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض
جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء.
جميعا ثم استوى إلى السماء.
فسواهن سبع سماوات.
فسواهن سبع سماوات.
وهو بكل شيء عليم.
وهو بكل شيء عليم.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Alhamdulillah. We are in verse 25. Let's see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in this part of Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah is very important to be read. We should memorize it. If you cannot, you must read it, especially in the house. You know that the house that is full of Quran, like this house now. Alhamdulillah, people come to study, to read the Quran, to do dhikr, to study the deen. This type of house is blessed. The children will be obedient to their parents. The wife and husband will have strong ties. Allah brings rizq to that house. And no shaitan enters that house. Especially Surah Al-Baqarah. if you recite Surah Al-Baqarah. So always let the Quran play in your houses. The Sahaba, if you pass by their houses, you find them all reading. Man, women, not a single time you pass, there is no one, at least one person reading Quran. Either the husband, the wife, the children. Today you pass by our houses, what do you hear? Music. SubhanAllah. That's why no barakah. Unfortunately. Or TV. You hear either TV working or Quran, nothing. So thank Allah if anyone reads Quran in your house. If anyone recites the Quran in your house, thank Allah. And sometimes parents actually what they should do, they should invest in their children. Let's say parents, difficult to change. Khalas, they grew up in a certain way. But the kids, so make sure they are studying how to open this. They give me sophisticated caps. I'm a very simple person, just put a normal cap here. All because of Haji Johari, I'm sure. Takbir. Microphone. All this loud voice and you still need microphone? No problem, no problem. Whatever Hajj said, we do. Thank you. Okay. So please, my brothers and sisters, recite Al-Quran in your houses. Play CD, DVD, alhamdulillah, no excuse, internet. The Quran is on the internet. Let it play. Especially Surah Al-Baqarah. Why? Rasulullah said, not even the greatest ifrit can tahan Surah Al-Baqarah. So they run away. Ifrit is big jinn, stronger than the normal jinn. Still cannot. When you recite Al-Baqarah, here it tackles. So alhamdulillah, today we are also in Surah Al-Baqarah. Among the great subjects that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala discusses in Surah Al-Baqarah is good news. Good news for who? For you and me, inshallah, the believers. People like you and me. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Yalla, start with Haji Johari. Haji Johari is number one, and no one will be last except him. Remember this, the rule number one. Yalla. But he's still deciphering what I said.
And give glad tidings to those who believe and do righteous good that for them will be garden under which river flows.
Allahu Akbar.
Every time they will be provided with food, therefrom they will say, that is what we were provided before. And they will be given things in semblance that is the same from our people and things. And they shall have therein Ashwajun, purified meats of fire, having no vices, cooling, and they will abide forever.
Excellent. So many good news in one ayah. Number one, give them glad tidings, O Muhammad. Give the Muslims, those Sahaba with you, the Muslims who will come after you, including us until Yawm al-Qiyamah, give them glad tidings. But to who? They have to do two things. Two things, not one. Most of us Muslims, alhamdulillah, mu'min, we believe in Allah. But what is amal salih? What is good deeds? What are the good deeds? What do we do? There are two types of amal salih. There is amal salih between you and Allah. There is amal salih to people. Allah wants you to do also to people. You can pray a lot, you can fast a lot. That's for you, between you and Allah. Allah wants you to feed the fish. Don't forget them. For that Allah will reward. Allah wants you to nurse a hurt animal. Animal, let alone a human. So you know your brothers are suffering in Syria, in Rohingya, we don't think. Allah will ask us يوم القيامة, وَلَا عَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Okay. So give glad tidings to those who believe and do righteous good deeds, that they will have what? Look at it. Jannat. Not one Jannah, brothers, sisters. All of you will have 4 Jannahs. Every Muslim, when he enters Jannah, Allah gives him 4 Jannahs. In each one, there are 4 rivers of honey, milk, water, and liquor. Non-intoxicant liquor. Promised. Surah Muhammad is very clear. Go study Surah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam 47 and you see what I am saying about. One tree of your trees, you need 100 years to cross it, riding a horse. To cross just the shade of it. 100 years. That's one tree. So if the tree is this big, how big is the river? We know rivers are bigger than trees. When you look at from the sky like my brother, you see a river and you see trees. Trees are just like this. So if the tree, I need 100 years to cross the shade of it, then how big is my river of milk and water? And that's what's waiting for you. 4 Jannahs. How do we know 4 shade? Read Surah Ar-Rahman and you find that Allah mentions 2 Jannahs in the beginning of Surah Ar-Rahman, and then He says, and you have 2 more. So 2 plus 2, how much? 4. So tell them, O Muhammad, that the believers and those who do a lot of good deeds, and after death, sisters and brothers, there is no good deeds. There is no chance to do good. So when to do good? When? Very good, now. I like that. Now. Not tomorrow even, now. When you leave, alhamdulillah, one good deed you are doing is now, which is seeking knowledge. It's the biggest good deed you do in your life. Because when you know you do better good, you know who to give zakat to, you know who to give sadaqah to, you know how to pray, you know who to help, how to do umrah, how to do hajj, how to perform it, what is the halal, what is the haram, to avoid it. So knowledge, the first good thing you can ever do is to seek knowledge. Second is to share it. You know now, you all came to this house. Do you know what happened? You didn't realize. You were looking only at cars. Like now, there was police. Did you see? Those who came. Police were giving tickets. They saw me takot. Bas. Takbir. Because they know Haji Johari will say, hey, takbir. No, serious. All of you, when you are coming, driving, you didn't feel anything. If you focus, you feel something. You feel that you were not riding. You were carried. Rasulullah said, when a person goes to seek knowledge, the malaika will spread their wings on the road for him, whether he's riding or walking. So you have been carried. The ride was so smooth. But go somewhere where Allah is not pleased. Go somewhere where Allah is not pleased. You find the ride is not smooth.
Sheikh, just to out of topic, since you mentioned the word Surah Al-Rahman, why did you like to repeat فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ in that surah?
Why it is repeated? Yes. 3 surahs have repetitions. If you memorize them, you will not have amnesia. You will not. 3 surahs, Surah Ar-Rahman, Surah Al-Waqi'ah, and Surah Al-Qamar. Because Allah repeats certain verses. When you repeat certain verses, you will be safe from amnesia. You will not forget. You know, old men and women, when they grow old, they start forgetting. And prepare yourselves. We're getting there. You start saying, where is the key? And the key is in your hand. So these surahs If you don't memorize them, read them a lot. Surah Al-Rahman, Surah Al-Waqi'ah, and Surah Al-Qamar. Al-Qamar. Yes, the moon. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeats verses in them. The ulama said, subhanallah, they found. That's why Hafiz al-Quran or people who read the Quran, they don't forget. They may forget anything, but not that. And amnesia doesn't come to the people who read the Quran a lot. So when Allah says read Quran, He's protecting you in old age as well. Beside the hasanat, the pahala, every alphabet you read is 10. 10 good deeds. 10 good deeds. Alphabet, 1. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that they have jannat. Under this jannat run rivers. Plural, look at it. Gardens under which rivers flow. Paradise. Paradise is green and full of water. And what is life without water, brothers and sisters? When you fly, you see desert. Then you start seeing water gets, subhanallah. Allah is showing you. In dunya, that look at the difference. That not when you go up there. Every time they will be provided with fruits. Every time. There will always be fruits in Jannah. There is no season in paradise. Children. Okay? And no sun. So Sheikh, where do we get the light? We get it directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From Him. Because the sun can burn you. The sun at 7:30 in the morning, is it the same sun at 12:30 or 1 o'clock? It burns you. You cannot stay there. You have to look for shade. In Jannah there is no heat. And there is no cold. The weather is just perfect. Why? Because there is no sun. So the nur comes from Allah Himself. And there is no night. It's daylight 24/7. You don't need night. Why? Because you don't need to sleep. Why we love to sleep? Because we need it. The body needs it. Or because you became lazy. You sleep until Asr. You get up for Dhuhr just to pray and then go hug your pillow. No problem. I always tell those who like to sleep a lot, you're going to sleep for many centuries in your grave. Why are you worried? Enjoy at least life. You have short life. You have 60, 70 years to live. Enjoy. And then you sleep. No. So for our kids, tell them that. And pour some water on them. But they don't listen, very simple. Bring some water, cold ice from the freezer. Halas. This is the solution for youth who sleep a lot, especially Fajr. You get up or horse. Then they get up. Respect Allah. It's time for Salat. Right? Go on to sleep, to rest, go ahead. Especially when you don't have school, no problem. But you have school, you still want sleep? Okay. So in Jannah, my dear brothers and sisters, there are no nights, meaning you don't sleep. Why, Sheikh, I like to sleep? You will not like to sleep over there, and you can't. Because of the excitement. When you are excited, you cannot sleep. Look at you when you are going to do something important in the morning. Sleep disappears. Something important, you really want it. So you can't sleep. You fight the sleep. In Jannah, the excitement is so high, and the joy and the pleasure is so multiplied, no one can sleep. You will not sleep. So you live forever. And there is no death. If you don't sleep today, tomorrow, you get tired, you may die. But there is no death. So, you don't need to sleep. Also the people of hellfire, they don't sleep. The pain doesn't let them sleep. So for you and me, inshallah, the joy and the pleasure will not let us sleep. For them, the pain will not let them sleep. May Allah save me and you from any pain. Okay. So, Whenever Allah gives them a risk of fruits, they say, this is what we have been given before. Only the shape. So they know banana, they know durian, they know, but the taste is totally different. It's even super. Sisters, brothers, why we go far? Bring two types of banana, one is much better than the other one, here in dunya. Bring mango from Perlis and mango from somewhere else. Perlis is the best, so far, that I tasted. Already we know. Saudi dates versus Algerian dates, you have not eaten dates yet until you come to Algeria. Serious. Algeria must be there. Like there, in any class, Algeria has to be there. Coffee, one coffee tastes so good, one coffee doesn't taste good. Subhanallah, we already know this in dunya. Allah says, trust me, what I will give you in akhirah, you have never ever, you cannot even imagine. So, only the look looks like. In one hadith, Rasulullah said, only the names are same in dunya, so that you understand what does it mean. Rumman, pomegranate. But the type of rumman, the size of it, the taste of it is totally different. Look here, and then Allah said, وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا, and they will be given things in resemblance, but different taste. Only the look. Dragon fruit, but taste it. You never tasted that before. That's what is going to be given to you. Because the alternative is what? Is fire. Some of you now think, I don't like fruit. You don't like fruit? When you see death, you tell me you don't like fruit. Just death. Never experience that. Not even next hungry. These kids, if you give them McDonald's, they will take McDonald's and leave fruits. But make them hungry. Really, the whole day they didn't eat. Put fruits, what they will do? They will eat fruits, but put only fruits. Don't put fruits and they will eat fruits. And which one is healthier for them? Fruits. That's why I am against parents giving too many choices to their children. Don't give them choices. It's very parenting. Many parents don't know how to parent. So you give them too much, they will always choose sugar, they will always choose easy things, even in their life. Don't give them too many choices. When they grow up, they will make their choices. But until they are safe, until 20, 21 days, don't give them too many choices. And that's a good father, that's a good mother. Many of us think, I need to give my children, you spend on my kids. You're going to spoil them, brother, sister. You're going to spoil them. Up to you. There are many things we can do as prevention, not as cure. Cure, quite too late sometimes. Teenage boy, you give him a choice to drive a fast car. What are you doing? Already in his mind, he's too fast. Up to you. Now I saw Lotus, a kid driving it. Saturday. His father has a lot of money. And as soon as he passed the police, boom! Who is this? Respect at least police. So, that Lotus, he found it on the street. Who gave it to him? Most probably his father or mother. You got it? This is why I say, do not give many choices to your kids. The kids are to follow rules. After a certain age, 21, 22, alhamdulillah, they can start. And they will thank you. Say, thank you, my dad, my mom, my Sheikh. I know now why they did that. They saved me. They don't know yet. Okay. What else we have in Jannah, Haji Johari? We have wives. Look at that. Look at this woman. Yeah, I am proud to say it. Takbir. Look, what do you have, brothers? In Jannah, they don't mind. In Jannah, women don't mind. Here, don't even think. Takbir. Here, you're a dead man. You're shaheed. Takbir. Sisters over there, let us dream. Let us dream. Don't stop our dreams too. Okay? Let us at least have some hope. Takbir. Halas, alhamdulillah. Over there, inshallah, we shall have what? Azwajun mutahharatun. Why the Quran add the adjective mutahhara? Women who are purified. Aren't our sisters purified also? Our wives and our daughters, our sisters, our mothers. Yes, you are purified. But you have period. The women of paradise don't have period. That's what it means. Azwajun mutahhara doesn't mean our women here are not clean and the other women clean. No. It means the women of paradise don't have menses. They are different creation of Allah. They are not humans. So Allah says, وَلَهُ فِيهَا أَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ. And this is a test to women to accept all. Any woman, when an ayah of paradise comes and there is mentioning of hur, the woman shouldn't be jealous. Otherwise, na'udhu billah, she will never see paradise. Yeah, sisters, I want you to be in Jannah. Say Ameen. Another thing, in Jannah, when you see your husband with his hur al-ain, you'll never get jealous. There is no jealousy in paradise. Here, of course, there is. Yeah? Now Allah will give you women. That's it. And one more thing, you will stay there forever. It's not temporary. Your job is temporary now. No matter how much you love your job or hate it, it's temporary. In Jannah, once Allah gives you something, He never takes it back from you. Everything is forever. Remember this. In dunya now, you could have been a big boss of a company. You are no more. You could have been very rich man or woman, no more. You could have been very smart and affluent and no more. Allah took that with age or with retirement or with firing or whatever happened to you. In Akhirah, in Jannah inshallah, no one fires you. You don't get old. And you don't lose whatever Allah gave you. So hang on, my brothers and sisters. This ayah is very, very important for Muslims. Because no one is giving us glad tidings. Many people are just discouraging us. This is an ayah where Allah says, hang on, there is good news coming. Because you were good Muslims. And what is good Muslim, brothers and sisters? Look at it. 5 times a day we pray. Ramadan comes, we fast. Zakat time comes, Ramadan or any month of the year, you pay your zakat once, you go to Hajj. And no harm anyone. With your time especially. Don't harm anyone. Don't talk bad about anyone. Busy with yourself. Like somebody, they asked him, Sheikh, we never heard you talking bad about someone. He said, I am busy with my shortcomings than the shortcomings of people. I am really busy with my shortcomings. That's why you never see me criticizing anyone in his behavior. My behavior still needs a lot of fixing. Any question so far about this verse? Jannah, children? All what you have. Share only fruits, all things you want. Whatever you wish. There are other ayahs. Here, in this ayah, Allah mentions fruits and the women of paradise and eternity. But in other verses, He says, وَلَهُمْ مَا فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُهُمْ. They have whatever they wish. Their nafsu wishes. You wish something, Allah gives it to you. A man came to Rasulullah ﷺ and said, Ya Rasulullah, I do love horses. Some of you ask me, oh Sheikh, I love cats. Some of you love cats. Some of you hate cats. Like there. Do I have A cat? I said yes, inshallah. But all the animals, first Allah resurrect them and turn them to dust. They will all turn dust. To the extent that non-believers, when they see that, they say, I wish I was an animal. Because they're going to hell. They don't turn dust. So this man came and said, Ya Rasulullah, I love horses. Can I have a horse in Jannah? Rasulullah smiled and he said, yes, your horse will be a flying horse made of a red ruby. Allah, out of a red ruby huge, He will create a horse for him. Takes him wherever He wants. So, if you like cat or any animal, Allah will give it to you as your pet. Don't worry, inshallah. Just get there first. You don't even know if you are going and you say you're thinking about Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Huh? Very good. 26. Hajjah. Hajjah Emiri.
Allah is not ashamed to set forth a parable even of a mosquito or so much more when it is clear, and less when it is small and vague. And as for those who believe, they know that it is the truth from the Lord. But as for those who disbelieve, they say, what did Allah intend by this parable? By it is He mistakes many and many. He does thereby, and He mistakes thereby only those who are sick, the rebellious, disobedient to Allah.
Excellent. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives a parable of a mosquito. So the smallest creation of Allah mentioned in the Quran is mosquito. Pay attention. Allah never talks about an animal or creation unless it's important. Very important. Today, children, how did Americans, Europeans come up with helicopter? From where they got the idea? From mosquito. Aeroplane. How did humans make aeroplane? Which animal inspired them? The birds. They observed the birds. There are aeroplanes, military, they resemble other birds. Because they need speed, they need this, they need this. Okay. The submarine? The whale. The whale. Because the whale swallowed Sayyidina Jonah, Yunus, and went down. So the humans can survive inside, but they cannot call the whales to do that. So they have to make their own whale. Our own whales are submarines. I see. And. So animals can really inspire us. That's why Allah says, watch the animals, look at them, learn from them. So if you see centipede, leave it, don't kill it, unless it's in your house. But it's out, watch it, try to make something that goes with, and now they are working on robots, like that, fighter robots. Allah is telling us, I am not ashamed to give you a parable, even if it is as small as the mosquito. And actually this is a test for the disbelievers. The disbelievers will say, what did Allah intend to give us? Why He wants to mention mosquito? But the believers say, Amantu billah. You and me will say, Allah has the right to give us an example in life with any of His creation, even if it is mosquito. But many people didn't pay attention to the scientific miracle that is in the mosquito. And what is that? Found only lately. For 1400 years, nobody, the traditional tafsir is this. Allah, like here, is not ashamed to set forth a parable even of a mosquito. That's the tafsir. Lately the tafsir changed. It's no more only that. They found, look at me, on top of the neck of the mosquito, there is another smaller animal that feeds on the mosquito. And it's mentioned here, look at it. Inna Allah la yastahi أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها. فما فوقها, they translated it, the early Mufassirin, because they didn't have science. Or something bigger, or less than that, or smaller. They didn't know the tafsir. Science has discovered that even mosquito, there is another animal that is like parasite that feeds on it. Even the mosquito that steals your blood, there is another animal that sucks his blood. Allah is showing you that no one is better than anyone. You are all weak. Mosquito can cause you dengue. Mosquito itself, there is another animal that is eating from it. You know, there are sharks, always followed by an animal. It eats from it, trees. You find some plants feeding from that tree too. Our children feed from us. Takbir. Some of them parasites. They know father and mother only. Father and mother are nice only when they give. When father says something to, why me? Takbir. Hey, no problem. You are parasite, your children will be super parasites. Whatever you do to your parents will be done to you. So be good, your children will be so good. You give them hard time, prepare yourself. Doesn't mean parents don't spend on their kids, but with aql and with moderation. It's very important, my children. Some kids, they think their fathers are just banks. ATM machine. Hey, ATM machine also is to put money. It's not just to take money. What do you call that? Machine. Where do you put?
Cash deposit.
Cash deposit. Father also likes that you give some. Hajj Johari, isn't that true? Especially birthday, There is no birthday, remember? Only gifts. We settled that last week. Halas? No, serious. Do not look at your father and mother only because they give. They should have. But be careful. They should have. Parents, alhamdulillah. Do you know in Islam actually by the age of 18 the parent should receive money from children? Yes, by 15, 16 you're supposed to start working. You're a man now. You know that or not? Islamically, if we teach our children as Muslims, not as Westerners, as Muslims, 15, 16, the boy start making money and give his dad and mom, especially his mom. Boys, go work outside and little and make money and help. Yes. 33, still sleeping until Dhuhr. Marriage doesn't work. I know a case, 38 years old. The wife ran away because he sleeps until Asr. He gets up only for Dhuhr to pray and then sleep. I told his father, why does he wake up? Let him continue sleeping. Even Dhuhr, he doesn't have to pray. Because they think Amal is not ibadah. Working to us is not ibadah. It is ibadah. You know when you open the door in the morning after Salat Fajr and say Bismillah wa tawakkaltu Allah and you go to work, you know that with every step you do, Allah is giving you mountains of good deeds because you are, mashallah, providing for your family. How do kids go to school? How do you put petrol in your car? How? Many things. How you pay the rent or buy a house? How? And you know, Father, we will not appreciate him until he goes to Allah. It's too late. You come to the grave and say that I love you. Tell him now. Yeah, one hug to a father will make him, mashallah, khalas. Just one hug. Your father. Mothers, we always talk about them. Yalla, khalas. Takbir. Hari ini, Father's Day. Takbir. Okay. No, serious. Back to the ba'uda, the mosquito. The ba'uda is mentioned in the Quran. Wow. And it's amazing, the first animal that Allah mentions from Surah Al-Baqarah. As you read the Quran, it is the first. So Allah mentions the elephant and mentions the ba'uda. Oh, I see. That ba'uda, my sisters and brothers, if it steals your blood, if it, when it pinches you, what does it do? Why do you feel itchy or pain? It has taken your blood. By the time you realize, now, if you're strong, get back your blood. That's all. Just get it back. That shows how big you are. The human thinks he is powerful, I can do. Okay, just catch it. Even when you catch it, okay, you caught it, here it is, Sheikh. Take back the blood and put it back. You better not, because it's poison already. You can't. So Allah is showing you how weak you are. Qarun, Fir'aun, thinking they are so powerful and so, mosquito. Prime Minister, President, Trump thinks he is powerful. Allah sends him one soldier, just one mosquito. And tell, mashallah, the Secret Service of the White House to stop it. All the technology, she will go, put whatever poison Allah orders her to put. Then you hear President Trump very, very sick. And Iranians will say, hey, our dua against him. It's not your dua, it's the mosquito. Like that. You faham? So Allah works in mysterious ways. He has his soldiers. Fire destroys Australia. One fire. War wouldn't destroy them the way one fire destroyed them. If America tried to fight Australia, which is nearly impossible, you wouldn't do that damage. You know how many houses were just small. It started with, Yalla, Allah orders, go. Spread. To show you who is more powerful. We are forgetting who we are. And where are we? Where do we live, children? Where do we live? Yeah, what is the world is called what? Belongs to who? Very good. It belongs to Allah. So He can do anything He wants with it. We're forgetting that. We're forgetting that. Even Muslims, they are forgetting that they are all guests in Allah's property. Now, there are two people, when you give them a parable about the mosquito, two types of people. The believers' reaction and disbelievers' reaction. The believers' reaction is this. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ. For the believers like you and me, do you feel bad? Do you feel something that Allah is talking about mosquito? No, because you are Muslim. But you know kafir, when he reads this ayah, he says, why is God giving mosquito? Why? What does he mean? See? He start questioning. You don't question God. You question Sheikh Zoubir, you question mechanic, you question pilot, you question doctor, but you don't question Allah, mister. Don't question your boss. Boss, why should we do this? First time he says, careful. Second time, third time fires you. We are questioning God. Many of us, not by tongue, sometimes by behavior. We are not like convinced. Doesn't make sense. You know, sometimes people tell you, I don't understand. Actually, they are not saying I don't understand. I don't accept. They are saying indirectly, I don't accept. Because things are very clear. There is no book clearer than the Quran. Ar-Rahman, allama al-Quran, خلق الإنسان, علمه البيان. Bayan, clear. It's just you don't want. Hijab means for a woman to cover. Is she just doesn't want. She wants to show her beauty. Rasulullah said, Allah says, follow my prophet. I tell you, follow the Sheikh. I'm taking you somewhere. Someone tells you, follow the Sheikh. Halas. Sheikh is going, drive behind him. Why are you saying, I don't know what? Drive behind him, you will reach destination. Let's say you're going to holiday villa, hotel, and you don't know. I say, follow me. You say how to follow you? Just stay behind me, don't lose me, that's all. Tailgate me until we reach. Very simple. It's people trying to make the deen difficult. Okay. For the disbelievers, Allah says, they say, what did Allah intend by this parable? They want even to know the intention of Allah. Do you understand? They want to know even the intent of Allah. Brother, Allah is not me or you to question Him. This is why they lose. And they think they're smart. And many Westerners, Muslims who studied in the West, they're thinking like this. This is one of the, cons of studying in the West. Sorry to tell you this, brothers and sisters. Without you knowing, you start thinking like them. Not just wearing like them. Not just behaving like them. You start thinking like them. That is dangerous. Stay in London many years and tell me. There are brothers you know. Brothers, Malays, went overseas. You lost them. They are not associating themselves even as Malays. They are not even proud of their origin. There are Arabs same. They went to America, stayed many years. Now they are more Americans than Trump himself. When you speak to them, so much arrogance, so much like you have nothing. And they forgot they came from a kampung, small village in the desert. Then Allah gave them to stay, like some Pakistanis in England. Allahu Akbar. Complex of inferiority. So no, never forget from where you come. And never forget those people who helped you to be who you are today. Remember that. Huh? Some ladies come to just Kuala Lumpur, give them Datin title. You tell her which kampung you come from? Kampung. I don't know kampung. She forgets. Man too, titles. Be careful of titles. The best title, Allah gave it to you. Muslim. Allah gave it to you. You don't associate yourself with Muslim, but call me Yang Berhormat, Dato Sri, Haji. Why are you at Haji? Haji Abu Bakr. Have you ever heard Haji Abu Bakr, Haji Umar, Haji Uthman? Have you ever heard? Huh? Have you? Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. Even when we do praise them, after the name, not before the name. You? If Sheikh Zoubir is coming to give a lecture, if I don't tell them, don't put that. What is the name? Nobody sees it. It's at the end. Careful of that. This is what also Shaitan is tricking us, because we follow the kafir way. Like here, these titles you have. Tun, Dato Sri, Dato, Tansri, name it. I don't know. I lost count. But the British, maybe they don't have. But it's a British thing. The Queen, the Lord, the Sir, the Knight, See, you were not like this before the British came. May Allah save us. Say Amen. See? This is when the British came, they messed you up. When you go to them, they super mess you up. Please understand. When they came to you, they left all this. You go study there 10, 20 years, Far from the masjid. If you are near the masjid, at least, alhamdulillah, every Friday you are reminded. There are good Muslim brothers, sisters from all over the world to remind you. But you go there and meet only Elizabeth and Taylor and John and I don't know what. And James Bond. What do you think you're going to be? Tell me. You start questioning like them. What did Allah intend by giving a parable like this? Instead of saying, we believe Allah created the ba'uda, the mosquito, and He's teaching me a lesson. So Allah the Almighty is not ashamed to give you a parable of ba'uda, meaning you humans, you are not great as Allah is, yet you should not be ashamed to learn from those small creations of Allah because they can teach you a lot. They can teach you a lot. That's what it means. يُضِلُّ بِهِ كَثِيرًا وَيَهْدِي بِهِ كَثِيرًا. Allah says, by this parable, He misleads many and He guides many. By this parable, a lot of people are going to believe in this parable or disbelieve. Those who disbelieve, they were misled. Those who believe and say, Allah has the right to give any parable He wants, they are inshallah guided. But who are the misleading people? People who are misled, who are they? They have to be first doing something wrong. Fisq. Wicked. They are wicked. They are not really good. Brothers and sisters, please understand, Allah is so merciful. Yeah? And He sent us the Quran and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why some people accept and some people don't accept? Why? It means it's their choice, right? Now why Allah allows Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and Ali, who were kafir? They were not Muslims. Then they come to Islam. Others don't. They were wicked. They were not good people. Please understand. Allah sometimes guides this boy. He doesn't guide this boy. Although they come from the same mother. This boy, there is goodness in him. The other one, Allah knows. You don't know. There is evil in him. That's why Allah will never guide. Wicked. They do fasiq, meaning when you see them, you think they are okay, but they are not. When they are on their own, they cheat, they lie. Sometimes when you see people, you always give them benefit of the doubt. Allah knows their heart. That's why I said, do not say someone is good until you see if he worships Allah. Don't say so-and-so is very good. If someone doesn't worship Allah, he's not good, my sisters and brothers. Please understand, the first thing to say someone is good, does he worship Allah or not? Do you see him praying and in the masjid? That's a good man. He needs to work on other things. But you say, this man never cheats. Does he pray? No, then he's not good. He doesn't cheat you. But he cheated Allah. You got it? That's why the first thing you look into future son-in-law, does he pray first? Prayer. And the first thing you ask, do you pray? Not are you Muslim? No, we don't even question that. Do you pray? And how many times? Ask, because they may pray only 3 times. 3 times a day. Are you Musafir? Are you turning around the globe and you didn't stop yet? Because some people pray only 3 times. These are Shia. Don't listen to them. Don't give them your daughters. Haram. Clear? After that, look at his behavior with his parents. If he's nice to his parents, definitely he will be nice to your daughter. If he's not nice to his parents, he can't be nice. Anyone who is not nice to his parents cannot be nice. If you are rude to your parents, I will never believe. You never trick me. You couldn't be nice to the people who brought you to this world. You think you're going to be nice to Sheikh Zoubir? That's number 2. Number 3, his ethics outside. Watch that. Observe, follow him. This is called tahassus, permissible. This is not spying. Spying is tajassus, meaning with ill intent. You want my daughter? I need to check you for 1 month or 2. Without you knowing, I'm watching you. When I see that this boy goes to the right places, his friends are, maybe now we say, you can come and see us. I am giving you solutions for problems before they happen. This is $1 million advice. Serious. Before things happen, Sheikh, come help, come sleep. No, I told you from the beginning. And be careful of those who are too quiet. Serious. The men and women who are very quiet, especially men. Men by nature cannot be quiet. Why? Deep river doesn't make noise. Deep river. When the water, when you don't hear water, it means the river is deep. Deep. Don't. You go. But so guy. Just put your foot and pass, because it makes noise. So man by nature, he speaks blah blah. He speaks his mind. The one who's always silent. From now on, all brothers will speak. Takbir. Seriously. See psychology, see how I make you takbir. Sisters, if your husband is too quiet, there is something about him. No, he's WhatsApping the second one. Takbir. He's so quiet. What does that mean? Yeah. He is not thinking of the 70 Hurul Ain in Jannah. He has another Hurul Ain in Kelantan. Takbir. Kelantanese are very happy when I mention their state. Takbir. Okay. وَمَا يُضِلُّ بِهِ إِلَّا الْفَاسِقِينَ. Allah says, only on al-fasiq, the rebellious, the disobedient to Allah, who will be misled. The good ones will not be misled. Because they didn't fight Allah, they didn't question Allah. So do not question God. Now, part of what the misled, you want to know if someone is misled? Look at the next ayah. My brother? Yes.
Those who break Allah's covenant after ratifying it and survey what Allah has ordered to be joined as regards to Allah's religion and Islamic monotheism, and to practice its laws on earth, and also regards keeping good relations with kith and kin, and do mischief on earth, it is they who are the losers.
Very good. You want to know if someone is fasiq? Let's say I want to know if someone is fasiq. If he does one of these, follow me. Apa itu? It's lunchtime. And when I got hungry, I like to eat tender meat. Tender meat means children meat. Especially the girls. I did this in one of the classes. And there was silence like never. And this girl just kept looking at me for 2 hours. 2 hours. Her grandma said she never saw that in. I said, next time call me. That's it. Takbir. A wicked person, look what he does. He yanqud ahd Allah. He breaks the covenant of Allah. What covenant we took with Allah? Shahada. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. That, my brothers and sisters, is your covenant with God. You break it. Where is your salat? Shahada means salat on time. It means zakat on time, fasting on time, and hajj. You went to the whole world, you didn't go to the hajj. Go to hajj and go see the whole world, including the moon. No problem. I have no problem. But you didn't go to hajj. A lot of people didn't go to hajj, but the whole world they have seen. So Allah will ask them. Second, they sever the bonds. Tidak ada silaturahim. So if you see someone not visiting his family, he is a wicked. comes, he doesn't go visit his brother or sister. Father and mother didn't see him for many months, under the pretext, I'm busy. That's not nice. His sister, he doesn't see her, visit her. Of course, if her husband is not good, he will always bully her because her brother never visit her. But you know, when you enter, visit your sister, she feels so honored and strong in front of her, maybe, husband who might not be in good terms with her. So, but she is lonely. That's why you visit your brothers and sisters. Visit your uncles, aunties. They have right over you. And whoever visits is the best. Don't say, I'm the older, they have to come to me. Don't say that. That is shaitan. Yeah? Oh, I am the Abang, they should come to me. No, it's okay. Lillahi ta'ala. Allah is pleased by you doing so. وَيُفْسِدُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. They do mischief on her. Mischief like what? Corruption. Selling liquor. Even if they don't drink it, they sell it. One problem now, sorry to tell you, brothers and sisters, is selling cigarettes. Selling cigarettes is haram. A lot of people sell cigarettes, especially in the restaurants. You have a restaurant, halal restaurant. Why you have to have? And then put a picture of cancer of a mouth. Don't put it at all. Look at the hypocrisy. They tell you, dangerous, we warn you from smoking. And then you provide for me smoking. No, remove it. I don't need even to see it. Example. So selling Merocoke is haram. Because smoking Merocoke is haram. I need to be very clear with you, sisters and brothers. I made a covenant with Allah never to hide the truth. I will never hide the truth. Maybe some of you smoke. I didn't see you. May Allah forgive you if you do so. But that's a sin. And you should let go.
Yeah.
And you don't die if you stop smoking.
Just sometimes we are forced under circumstances to sell cigarettes. But we don't take the profit. Whatever we sell for, we give it away.
Still better to even let go.
But cannot because
I know, Shell, I know, faham you. You and me always faham each other. Faham. At least, very good. At least you are not taking the profit. Yes, but still, what would be an ideal is I ask Allah to not sell. Help me, Allah, in selling oil, in fixing, selling the shell oil, helix, or I don't know what they call it. Yeah, it's okay. I love cats.
You love cats?
Me, but some here don't love cats. Not they don't love cats, they become allergic. Takbir. And all men before marriage, they are lions. After marriage, they all turn cats. Takbir. Before marriage, who is not married here? These are all lions, cubs. Wait when you get married, my friend. Somehow the women turn the lion into
Kittens.
some even kitten. Takbir. Wait, you will understand what I'm saying. Wait, those who are not yet married. Okay, what I was talking about, yeah. Merocoke haram. Allah sent me to you to help you. You may not like what I'm saying now, but you say, Allah, Sheikh Zoubir was very right. You think Shell is giving you a risky? What airline you work for? Singapore Airlines. Do you think Singapore Airlines is giving you risky? What company you work for? Your own. Do you think you're giving risky to yourself? Please understand, it is Allah who gives the risk. Otherwise, explain to me the birds work with you for which company, and they still have risk. Lion works for which company? He eats fresh meat. a whole buffalo. You understand, please? So, the company you should respect, but doesn't mean you will not do without them. That's what they want you to believe. That's why they want to sell so much oil to you, and they say it's your problem. I know how these companies work. They give you quota and you have to finish it. You have to pay for it. You finish it, it's your problem. But you kill me like that. So somehow they force you to sell miracle. I am saying, do your best. Do your best, especially a restaurant. Alhamdulillah, now the law in Malaysia, you cannot smoke in a restaurant. So that's my chance as a restaurant owner. No miracle. There is one restaurant I know, and another Abadi has cigarettes. The other one, near Ismail, doesn't. He stopped because he's a good Muslim. He prays with us in the masjid. Stop. The risk still coming, and he's making more profit. Please understand, it's written. Whether you sell it or not, your risk is written. It was for me. I didn't even prepare it. Brother and his wife, may Allah bless them. It was written for me. If it was not, I will not touch it. Rest assured, rest assured. That's where yaqeen comes. Many of you don't have jobs. Did the risk stop coming? Good. So yufsiduna fil ard. That is fasad, spreading the evil on earth. Not good. Zina, prostitution. So if you see someone severing his bond with Allah, no salat, for example, or he severes his relationship with his brothers and sisters, he doesn't want to visit them, they don't want to visit him, whatever, or they commit mischief on earth, propagate bid'ah or whatever. These are the people who are fasiq, and therefore they are losers. أولئك هم الخاسرون. They will lose يوم القيامة. They made money, but from drugs. They made money from zina. They made money from gambling, from Genting Highland. You want money? Go to Genting Highland. But you lose. In Akhirah you lose. And Wallahi al-Alim, when Sakarat al-Maut starts, brothers and sisters, you wish you give everything. And you wish you didn't get a penny out of haram. You realize you are going without it. And I told you, if you pass 63, Allah has been so nice to you. Listen to me, those who are 63 and up. Allah has given you bonus. So what to do? Every day do something good. We, still young and younger than us, still supposed to do a lot of good. 63 and up, it means you are, mashallah, blessed, like Haji Johari and his wife. Most of you are 60. By the way, mashallah, Malays, you don't know their age. Mahathir, 95, almost century, you still think, when you look at him from the back, you think the young man. Asians don't show. I don't know why. The moment you start eating like Americans, burger, you start showing. It's the rice and the herbs you eat. A woman quite old, she still looks very young. Like me. Very confusing. How old are you, sister? 35 times 2. Like me. You believe 35 first. You believe. Mahathir, first time I saw him, I thought he was a very young man in the 90s. He was already in his 60s. For an Arab, you can see it quickly. For Europeans, even more. Alhamdulillah, Asians, bagus. Bagus. My brother, next ayah.
How can you disbelieve in Allah when you were lifeless and He brought you to life? Then He will cause you to die. Then He will bring you back to life, and then to Him you will be returned.
Very good. Allah is asking us question. How dare you? Allah is saying, how dare you disbelieve in Allah when you didn't exist? And He brought you. Where were you before your birthday? All of you, where were you? Oh Sheikh, I was in my mother's womb. Keep running from the answering. Okay, before your father and mother got married, where were you? See, that you keep running, no problem, I give you enough rope. But I will still catch you. You didn't exist, mister. Nothing existed. Then Allah brought you from non-existence. He said, be. And the sperm of your father touched the egg of your mother. And here you are. Then, that's not the end. He will make you die. And we all know we're going to die one day. One thing no one disagrees about. Even Majnun. Even an insane. If you tell him, die, he will say it. Muslim, kafir, male, female, rich, poor, young, old. All of us know death is waiting for us. One day we die. Okay, so Allah says, how do you dare to disbelieve in Allah when you were dead already, non-existent, and He brought you to life? Then He will give you death. Then He will give you life. Meaning, if you deny the resurrection, you have to deny your existence first. If someone tells you, and what's proof there is life after death? Say, you didn't exist, and Allah brought you to this world. That's the evidence. Always remind him of non-existence first, then existence, then death, non-existence, then existence. And this is why we bury. It's haram to burn the body or dispose the body. We must bury because the burial is another womb. Earth is another womb. Like you were in your mother's womb, turning until 9 months. You will be in the grave for as long as Allah wills. Then He will call you back. Very simple. But is that the end? That you will be resurrected? No. Then you go back to Allah. That's where it differs. Now you go back to your Maker. So non-existence, children. Now, this life. Then we die in the grave. And then Allah will call us Yawm al-Qiyamah. Then we return to Him. So we did not resurrect for ourselves. We resurrected to go back to Him, meaning for judgment. Which is the last ayah in Surah Yasin. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ Surah Yasin. Why we recite it for someone about to die? Yasin is for somebody dying, not after death. Please understand. When someone is dying, we recite Yasin to him or her. We know when someone in Naza, in ICU, we recite Yasin. Of course, here if you do it, they say, hey, you want to kill my father? You want to kill my wife? Ya akhi, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, اقرأوا ياسين على موتاكم. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was speaking in which language? Urdu, Malay or Arabic? I know Arabic. You don't know Arabic. So you listen to me. What is it? What is it? He said, recite Yasin for people who are about to die. Somebody read the hadith, read Yasin for somebody after he died. It's not after, while he's still dying. Because Yasin is a surah of rahmah. So the person, when he's dying, he's hoping. Because he's seeing angels, he's seeing jinn, he's seeing terrible things, sakarat. And you read Yasin, Yasin, wal-Qur'an al-Hakim, innaka min al-mursaleen, the stories of that, wa ilayhi turja'. So inshallah, Allah will ease his death. This is why we recite Yasin. When should you feed me? When I'm hungry or when I'm dead? When I'm hungry, if you do me a favor, you give me something to eat. May Allah bless you. So when I am about to die, I need the Yasin. After I die, Yasin is for you, not for me. Is this clear? Don't say that Sheikh came and never taught us. I taught them, you're my witness. So Allah is saying, how dare you? Very important ayah to use against who? Atheists. Atheists dare. So you tell them. Last ayah, Brother Emery, and then we open questions and answers for this subject and other subjects, inshallah.
It is who created for you all that is on earth. Then he istawa, rose over towards the heaven and made them 7 heavens, and he is the all-knower of everything.
Very good. From this ayah, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created earth before the skies. Please understand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created earth in 2 days and created heavens in 4 days. Heavens means the sky. The skies, the 7 skies, not paradise. When we say heaven here, we mean the skies. When he created earth, he perfected it. And the first thing that rose out of the water, everything is created from water. The first thing Allah raised out of water is Mecca. Pay attention. Mecca is the first thing that came out of water. The hadith says. Then the mountains start, some went higher than others. By the will of Allah, everything measured. And that's why Mecca is the first thing that all Muslims need to visit. First thing in your life. Actually, the first trip you do when you are baligh should be to Mecca, not to London. Can you tell me what's the secret of sending your children to London? Maybe I don't know. No, serious. Most of the Malaysians I teach, London. Maybe that's London is very important and I don't know. Hey, I've been to London, you think what? Not nice, I didn't like it. Foggy. You see nothing. No, Sheikh, you didn't go in June. Okay, I went in December.
Rain.
Yeah, it rains a lot, it's foggy, people don't smile. All stern like this. If you see somebody smiling, he's a Muslim. Just say Assalamu alaikum. Just say Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. The British don't smile. If you smile to them, they think there is something wrong with you. Do you know that? Psychology, okay, go ahead.
Always be at the hello love, how are you love?
Who? Men and women. Who said that? She is near you. Confess.
What is love?
Ah.
Very happy love, very happy answer, hopefully love, everything is love.
London? Which part of London? Huh? What is this London? East, west, north, south? East. East, Muslims. Why? Staunch defender of the British. No, do you know? It's true. Mainly when you travel to Europe, people don't smile. It is the Muslims who smile. You go to Pakistan, you find people smiling. You go to Afghanistan, you find people poor and smiling. Malaysia, Kampong, people smile. Asians usually smile, even when they are kafir. But these people, hey, you didn't deal with them in sensitive issues. Deal with them in sensitive issues, they will show you what smile. When they smile, they send their destroyers to your seas. That's when they smile. And never forget what they did to the Aborigines and to the North American Indians. Please don't forget. That's what I mean. Never forget. They used to cut the hands of Congolese for not bringing enough rubber. Rubber from the tree. If you don't bring a certain way, they cut your hands off. Europeans. That is brutal. That's their history. That's their history. You have to go to the rubber plantations and get, if I cannot, the tree doesn't make, what should I do? So imagine the fear that your boss wasn't happy. Never forget that. Okay. Allah is saying, it is He who created for you the earth and all what is on earth, meaning water, all what you need to survive is already on earth. The trees, the fruits, the land, the desert. You know you need the desert to survive. Without the heat of the desert, how does the cloud get into the sky? Where does the heat come from to evaporate the sea's water and take it to the... You need desert. Imagine there is no desert, there will not be rain. Imagine there is no cold in the North Pole and South Pole. The earth will be so hot. Subhanallah, and look at how the way Allah created things. Imagine, my brothers and sisters. Let's see a little, mashallah. Look, this is earth. North here, the northern part, and the southern part. Ice. So, alhamdulillah, Allah keeps this area balanced. And then, this is Africa, Europe, America, Asia. Here, equator. Here. Equator. Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand. Heat. What's called? Humid and rain. Rainforest. Here, deserts. Areas of desert. This balance wasn't done haphazardly. Northern hemisphere, there is winter, down is summer. Summer down, winter up. Allahu Akbar. The best who understand this are pilots, mashallah. They understand because they see, they travel. They can see the creation of Allah. Morning, rising, sunset, perfect. Yeah, their iman is strong. Their iman is strong. Farmers also, because they see. Farmers live with nature. They have to get up early. They have to do things so they see creation of Allah every day. They see the chicken hen coming out of egg. They see the baby who was born last night. So the more you stay looking at nature, the more your iman will be intact. The more you disconnect yourself from nature and become too savvy with technology and concrete and this, you start losing it. So, it is He who created for you all that is on earth. For you. It's a gift. Alhamdulillah, shukr. We should thank Allah. All these rivers, forests, deserts, mountains, with all the minerals that are there. Gold, copper, iron. Allah says for you. To worship me and to thank me. We say no. To become greedy and to fight one another and occupy each other's land. And then Allah said, then He rose over to the heaven and made it 7 skies. He made it 7. Sisters and brothers, what we see is just the first. Yet we don't understand how big it is. There are 6 more on top of this one. So what we call the universe is the first sky. Allahu Akbar. The universe is the first sky. And we don't know how big it is. So do you know how big is Allah? If He created these things that are very, 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 very big, we can't comprehend. That's why we say Allahu Akbar. Akbar means bigger than whatever comes to your mind. Allahu Akbar. And as I said 2 days ago to my students, did you realize that the salat starts with Allah and ends with Allah? Allahu Akbar. What did I say the first word? Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Allah. Salat is all about Allah. It starts with Allah, it ends with Allah. Don't say Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And don't say wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Don't say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That is when people greet you. But in the salat, don't add. And don't say Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. And you hear some people saying Assalamu alaikum. No. As. Alif. And not Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Some brothers swallow the Imam. That day I told the Imam, brother, it's not Salamu Alaikum. It's As. He says, thank you. He said, be careful. This is Salat. This is not greeting your friend on the road. You understand? Very important. Small thing like this, you missed all your Salat all your life. Because you didn't pay attention. Assalamu. Ask engineers and doctors and pilots. They pay attention to the little. Because little mistake, everything gone. So don't say these are small things. These are not small things. Alas, from now on, Allahu Akbar. And then, As. Not Salamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullah. No. Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullah. So my dear brothers and sisters, he made them 7 skies in only 4 days. Question, so total 6 days. Allah created earth and the skies in 6 days. Question, why not 7? Why not 10? Why not 1? That's a bit to believe. Believers will stop there. They don't ask. The Yahud said, why Allah created 6? Oh, that's why he rested on the Sabbath. You see? That's why he rested, they say. Because there are only 7 days, and Allah tested them and asked in 6 days, you have to find what was the 7th day created for. You got it or not? Many Muslims are like Jews. Why 6 days? Allah says, just to test you. He could have said be. إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. Be, heavens and earth, they be right away. But Allah wants us, why 6 days? There is hikmah. To teach you to be gradual. If Allah was gradual, you want to be father right away, you are born today, you want to be father, you have to go to your youth, study, prepare yourself, be mentally ready. Maybe physically you are ready to be a father, but are you mentally ready? You still play games. Tick, 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 tick. Father playing only games. So tomorrow you teach your children, you feed them with games. A lot of people, physically they are ready, males and females. But mentally, we call them أجسام الفيلة وأحلام العصافير. The bodies of elephants, but the minds of birds. Responsibility, it's a huge responsibility. وهو بكل شيء عليم. Haji Johari, and Allah knows everything. Everything Allah knows. My brothers and sisters, remember this. That will give you so much peace. Allah is aware and not aware. Knows everything. Meaning He knows your intention. He knows why you said that question. He knows why you said that word. He knows everything. So don't play games with Allah. That's a warning. And Allah knows everything. Next time we meet, inshallah, for Quran, the first story in the Quran is in Surah Al-Baqarah. And amazingly, look at the ayah, just to prepare it for next week. No need for those who don't open those who have the Mus'haf in their hands. Verse 30, it talks about which prophet? Adam. Adam is the first human. The first story was Adam. Look, when you are coming from Al-Baqarah, from Al-Fatiha, you read Al-Baqarah, there is no prophet mentioned yet. The first is Adam. And that makes sense. Because Adam was the first human being. See the beauty of the Quran? It wasn't Muhammad or Musa or no. It's Adam. Because Allah created Adam first. And the enemy to you and me, I remembered him this morning. I always remember him, alhamdulillah. Shaitan. When you get up, say, A'udhu billahi min shaitan. He's your enemy. He doesn't leave you alone. He's going to mess up your marriage. He's going to mess up your work. He's going to make you forget. May Allah curse him. But umur of dunya, he reminds you. He reminds you, Saturday is for golf. It's not for Sheikh Zoubir's class. Who play golf, man? For men. You know what I mean? Please be careful. But salat, he makes you forget. Zakat, you promise to meet someone, he makes you forget. May Allah bless you all. I think there is a nice question coming from Haji Johari. Takbir. For sure, either zakat or salat. Takbir. Because he cares about his salat and zakat. Alhamdulillah. You should. May Allah bless all of you. So today's lecture is mainly about the glad tidings that are waiting for you and me, inshallah, if we are Oran ber Iman and Oran ber Amal Salih. And all varieties of benefits we have in Jannah, including the wives of paradise. And then you are safe. You don't hide from your wife, you are not afraid of her. Here, you just joke. Alas, just joke. Huh? Just think they know. Just you're thinking. Somehow the vibrations start coming to them. Takbir. Yes, very true. Somehow they know. Yeah, I don't know how. Takbir. If they just use that intuition or telepathy in stopping Trump, I think we would win. No. Okay, that's one. And also the fruits mentioned there. So the best food you can eat is fruits actually. Even in dunya. Eat a lot of fruits, brothers, sisters also. Stop eating so much carbs, carbohydrates. Less of that. And more fruits. Also, forever. No one gets you out. You are not threatened to be evicted. We also talked about Ba'uda and the miracle, the scientific miracle that is on top of. Go Google that and see. And you find there is a small thing that lives on the neck, on the back of the mosquito. Allahu Akbar. I thought the mosquito is the smallest. There is smaller than that. But people didn't know. The Quran mentioned 1400 years ago. That's another scientific miracle. How many miracles you need to become Muslim if you are not? And then we talked about the grave, that Allah created you from nothing. Then here you are. Then you're going to go to nothing, which is the grave. Then He will resurrect you, and then you come back to Him. Then the creation of the earth and the heavens. I think with this, alhamdulillah, we have some knowledge today that makes us go for. Besides the advices I gave to my brothers and sisters, not to spoil the children. Provide for them, but don't spoil them. And don't give them too many choices because they are not up to choosing yet. Many of them. Really serious. Help them to choose. Help them to choose. And don't give too many choices. You should travel with me to Syria to see what I'm talking about. When children don't have shoes. Ice, I swear by Allah. Imagine your son is walking on ice. It burns the feet. And you take your son, Al-Ihsan sportwear. He is choosing between 500 ringgit Adidas, Puma, look at it, here is one of them, Takbir. And between Nike and of course they will choose Nike because American, most of them. I am saying, be careful. May Allah bless you all. Yes.
In the ayat just now I mentioned about severing ties of kinship.
Yes.
If the kinship is fasik, are we at fault also?
Yes. It's like this. You don't have to socialize with them, but once a year visit them lillahi ta'ala. They could be in need of you. Look, for a Ramadan or Eid, you go visit your uncle who drinks. Visit him. Assalamu alaikum uncle, how are you? He could be, maybe, he had already problems, especially health problems. So he will tell you, Emery, how are you? What can I do? Then alhamdulillah, you put him to this class. Example, I'm just giving you an example. This sister was gang-ho, was rebellious, this, you go visit one day in Ramadan. No problem. But to socialize with them, to live with them, to go eat outside with them, that's not right. With sinners. With sinners. Rasulullah ﷺ was commanded to do hijrah from sinners, not hijrah to Medina, in Mecca. Meaning, when they are sinning, don't talk to them. When they are not sinning, do da'wah to them. Yeah. But visit you as if there is no, you are not breaking any law. That's not right. Especially salat. Tariq salat.
Sheikh,
Hmm.
so I really...
No, please.
I have something very opposition.
Hmm.
Every Friday, Qabliya. There's no Qabliya Jum'ah.
Yes.
I tried once, but everybody looking at me very, very funny because everybody 90.
Yeah, tell them I turn Wahhabi. That's just tell them that. They leave you alone.
So the next time I do, I just say, no Qabliya, but I just Sunnah. I pray
Just
Sunnah.
do. But don't do because it's Qabliya or there is no Qabliya and Ba'diya in Jumu'ah. There is no Dhuhr. Qabliya and Ba'diya is for Dhuhr. Jumu'ah is not Dhuhr. Very simple. Look, easy. Okay, easy. Look.
Because here it's become custom.
I know. It's difficult to let go. Because you do things for people. No. Don't do things for people. Do it for Allah's sake.
It's be Wahhabi.
No,
No.
I'm joking.
So happy, don't do the Qabliya.
No, it's not that. It's not just the Wahhabi. No, it's not Wahhabi, no Wahhabi.
No.
I'm just telling you how people may think. Smile and say, okay, if you think I am one of them, so I am one of them. Just say, there is no... Dhuhr is how many rakats? 4. And loud or silent? Silent. Jumu'ah is how many rakats? 2. And loud or silent? Very good. So it's not. إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمُعَةِ Allah says. So this is the day of Jumu'ah, so it's not Dhuhr. That's why we can pray Jumu'ah early. Children, if you go to overseas study, and there is exam at 12, from 12 to 2, which is the Jumu'ah day, you can pray Jumu'ah early, or after, near Asr. So it's not Dhuhr. There is this fatwa, where if there are exams, or your boss doesn't let you in the non-Muslim land, like Europe, you work for someone, you don't pray Jumu'ah on time, you miss it. So do it early, at 10 o'clock, for example. Three boys can get together and pray. One of them make khutbah and leads them. So it has nothing to do with Dhuhr time. And also until Asr. That's why in some masajid in Chicago I attended, we did 3 Jumu'ahs. One Jumu'ah at 12:30, one Jumu'ah at 1:30, one Jumu'ah at 2:30. Khutbah, Imam, different group, because Muslims cannot, small, and there are many Muslims in Chicago. Masajid are small. In London, many places they do this. So it is permissible. I'm just telling you, so in case you travel overseas and study there, don't panic. You cannot get the first one, you get the second one. You cannot second one, you can third.
But must be this khutbah.
Of course, khutbah, yes, very good. Yes, must be khutbah. Now, if you are traveling, there is no Jumu'ah. My brother is traveling, flying, Dhuhr 2 rak'ahs, Asr 2 rak'ahs, and then he pilot his plane. Very good. The other thing is, what was the question about? Qabliya. You. Okay, pray 2 rak'ahs. You want to stand and pray 2 rak'ahs. But don't say it's qabliya in your niyyah. Lillahi ta'ala.